Hey, did I ever tell you about the time I was getting an annual bonus? Part of the comp plan they kept in a escrow account, and you got paid once a year. And the CEO rented a Brinks truck and a bunch of guards with rifles to deliver me a suitcase full of cash on stage for that bonus. No, I never told you that story. And now I want to explain why. I spent more than 5 years losing money in network marketing and went on to become one of the highest income earners in the world, producing more than 22 billion with a B, $22 billion worth of revenue for myself, team, my clients, and proteges. My name is Randy Gage, and this is the Duplication Nation MLM Pod. And it's dedicated to sharing with you the lessons that I learned that can help you grow your business successfully. Hey, welcome back to another episode. Why did I never tell you that story about getting this is a suitcase full of a large six-figure amount of cash? Why I say I never told it is because I've never told that story publicly. Did you ever hear me tell the story of what I did the first time my bonus check broke $100,000 a month? No, because I've never told that story publicly. Did you ever hear the story about the time I jumped in front of a bullet to save a client of mine from an assassination attempt? No, you never heard that story because it never happened. Okay, but the first two happened. Why didn't I ever tell them publicly? Why aren't I recruiting on them? Well, I think this is a fascinating question that breaks through some really important insights into the neuroscience of recruiting, why people do what they do. Have you ever heard me tell the story of my first secret meeting where I had 17 people invited and literally no one showed up? If you've been following my work for years, you probably heard me tell it 15 times. Did you ever hear me tell the story of how I struggled for the first 5 years, lost money, broke as a joke, ready to choke, parking my broke mobile 5 blocks away so no one would see what I was driving? Again, if you follow my work, you heard it 15 times. Same as my story about starting off as a minimum wage dishwasher. Of course, you've heard those stories because those are the most powerful tool in my toolbox, my story. And what I want you to understand is that the most powerful tool in your toolbox is your story. And so I want to break down your story and the concept of storytelling. And I'm going to limit it specifically in this episode to your testimonial and the three-part formula for doing testimonials, which can really transform your business in a positive way. There's one study, a major study I know of, I think a gazillion other ones, which have found that the average person today goes through more windows of absorbing information in 10 minutes than somebody who lived 100 years ago did in their entire lifetime. A lifetime. That's how much information we have to process. So you know what? It took me a while to figure this out because I'm on the spectrum, I'm OCD in a lot of context. I'm rational, logical, analytical. I'm what the psychologists call someone who's totally in his head, or at least I was. Let me not affirm that. That was in the past. I was, and as could be testified to by all my exes, right? I was totally robotic, rational, analytical in my head. And so I approached the business this way: logic, facts, data, evidence. Well, you know what? We have a saying in marketing, we like to say, facts tell, stories sell. A great story is more convincing than the most well-researched, assiduously documented argument. People react to story because of what's the hormone? Oxytocin, I believe. Check it, but I think it's oxytocin. That's the hormone you feel when you care for, like, that's the hormone babies have when they're breastfeeding with their mother. It's the hormone you have when you love someone, when you're protecting someone, when someone is protecting you. That's neuroscience. You know, we feel that hormone. And you know what we found with the research is that that hormone is elicited much more when people relate to a story. And again, thousands of scientific studies, solid research, gold standard studies that show, even when they make up stuff, right? They'll hire actors and they'll create a story behind something. There was a study where they went and bought a bunch of items in thrift stores, you know, that they bought for $100. And then they broke a, you know, they buy 2 pairs of this, 2 of this blouse, 2 of that, just in a thrift store for 50 cents a blouse, for $2 for a pair of shoes. And then they put them on eBay. But with one of them, they told stories about the item. This was my grandmother's cashmere sweater that she wore when the Germans were bombing London in World War II, or what. Totally fabricated. The you know, the one group sold for, you know, $150 or whatever. The other group with the stories sold for more than $3,000 for stuff that came for $100 in a thrift store. What do we know? People resonate to stories. The entire Hollywood, Bollywood movie industry is built on this principle of neuroscience, that we relate to stories, right? We cry, even though we're sitting in a theater eating popcorn and milk duds, and we know those are actors who got paid $20 million to star in that movie, and I can't help it. Storytelling affects us that way. So why do the most effective opportunity presentations, why are they effective? Because of testimonials. And what makes testimonials so powerful? Stories. Let me give you a 3-part formula for testimonial that is so simple, but so profound, it can transform your opportunity presentations forever. You're going to give your name, then you're going to do 3 parts. Part 1, what you do or used to do before network marketing. Part 2, the challenge or problem with what you do or used to do before network marketing. And number 3, how your opportunity has solved that problem, is solving that problem, or will solve your problem. So, for example, if you say, hi, my name is Mary, I'm a school teacher, I love my job, but you know what? The pay is terrible and it doesn't give me the choices. I would like to take care of my own family. So I'm doing ABC company because it creates me some residual income to get the money thing out of the way so I still can impact my students. You know, if you don't believe me, time it. I have no idea what it timed, but I guarantee you it was less than 60 seconds. The most powerful testimonials are 60, 75 seconds or less. When you go into, well, when Jimmy first called me about this company, come on, you're killing us. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Three-part formula. What you do or used to do, problem with what you used to do, how your company, your business, network marketing can solve that problem. So my testimonial: hi, my name is Randy. I started off in the restaurant business as a minimum wage dishwasher and worked my way up, but I never could escape trading hours for money. I eventually became a restaurant manager, and I made less money than my waitresses did. I joined ABC Business because I escaped trading hours for money, and I can employ the concept of leverage. Here's my other testimony. Hey, my name is Randy. I'm an entrepreneur. You could say I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've done dozens of businesses my whole life, and I discovered something quite profound: that there are two kinds of businesses: the kind you own and the kind that own you. And I did so many, publishing a magazine, running a restaurant, other ones, that I learned they owned me. I'm an ABC company because I want to own my business. Again, run it back, check the time. I guarantee you it's less than 60 seconds. So in some future episodes of the podcast, I'm going to break down how this might apply when you're asked to tell your story in a 15-minute presentation or a 5-minute presentation. I want to break down how you might integrate this when you're the main speaker doing the opportunity meeting in a hotel or a live stream online presentation, and how you might do it in a keynote speech, because some of you are going to be invited, all of you, if you follow my advice, at some point you're going to get invited to be the keynote speaker at your company's convention or a industry convention. And we'll talk about how to do that. But for now, your homework this month is work on your testimonial, and then work with your personal enrollees on their testimonials. And remember, facts tell, story tells. Let me leave you with this thought. We're in 2025. Everybody's worried about the future. Artificial intelligence, automation, they're taking over the jobs. They're displacing people. Millions will be unemployed. I have a young child. How should I prepare them for the future? What should they study in college? What kind of degree will help them thrive in the new economy? You could worry about all that rigmarole, or you could rely on what I believe to be true. In the year 2030 and the year 2035, the highest paid people on earth will be the best storytellers. And that will be entrepreneurs, coaches, religious leaders, political leaders. Doesn't matter the category. The people who change the game, the people who alter the trajectory of the universe, are the people who know the power of storytelling. All right, go on, have an amazing week. I love you guys. Peace. Hey, do me a favor before you go. Please rate this podcast and then share it with people you know who could benefit from the business building advice here. And then if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're on one of the other platforms that allow comments, please get down below, give us a shout out to the community in the comments section. Thanks.